Yeah. Writer, composer. All right, come on. Let's change the rules. I believe that Dom and Chris are co-composers. I hate to tell you.
You do?
Yes. I believe that music being played on a song counts for composition, and I consider drums part of the music. So, if you want to perform that song solo acoustic, then you can get all the writer composer credits. But once you bring the band into it, those guys are creating and composing. Hate to tell ya.
What if he said, I want you to play this? And then told them what to play?
Well, that's a different story. But that seldom happens unless you're Steven Tyler.
Oh, he does that?
Yes, because he was a drummer first. And he's also an egomaniac second. No,
Well,
I'm just saying, he told Joey Kramer what to play often. Yes, that's what I've heard. Joey Kramer might say otherwise.
I mean, we heard that with Eddie and
Michael Anthony?
Michael Anthony as well.
Perhaps, but I think it's even more so with Aerosmith. I could be wrong. But, yeah, I mean, it's not very often that a composer will tell a drummer what to play, outside of, like, Frank Zappa.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he wrote note for note the Black Page for Terry Bozzio to play exactly what was written. That's very uncommon.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, do you think he would just put writer composer himself if those other guys weren't at all involved though? Do you think those guys would stand for that?
Yeah, because that's the industry standard. That's how it is. That's how music is seen. It's not Matthew Bellamy. It's just that's what has become accepted as essentially they don't consider the bass part or the drum part to be music.
They don't?
No, I mean, otherwise you would give them credit. It's whack.
That is whack.
That's the way it is. Unless you have a nice band leader like John Popper from Blues Traveler who gave all those guys equal credit just because he wanted to be cool and he split their writing credits with them.
That is cool.
That's very cool and not very common at all. Very uncommon, actually.
Oh, Spin Doctors didn't do that?
You can look at it, but I tend to doubt that entirely. Eric Shankman might have co-credit because he wrote the music, but I tend to doubt that.
All tracks are written by Spin Doctors, except as noted. So
there you go. That's cool.
That is very cool.
I take it back. That's very cool. That's not a common practice. Like, what about the Rolling Stones, for example?
Yeah, I don't think so. Pick a song.
Oh, Sympathy for the Devil.
All tracks written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Just like the Beatles, written by Lennon and McCartney. You don't give Ringo Starr or George Harrison any credit for writing?
So are you saying that Ringo and George Harrison didn't receive nearly as much money as Paul and John?
Definitely not. If they didn't get writing credit, absolutely not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not fair.
All right. I didn't
Go ahead.
realize.
Do that shit on your own if you're not going to credit the musicians. How can you say that a drum beat isn't part of writing the song?
Right.
Get a drum machine then, you selfish bastards.
So you don't think Steve Gadd gets any writing credits for 50 Ways to Lose Your Lover?
Leave Your Lover.
Leave Your Lover?
No, I doubt he does because I think he's a hired session musician.
Gotcha.
But check it out, for example. Let's see. There's no way he's getting credit on that. I'd be highly surprised.
Nope.
I mean, what about Keith Moon on fucking Quadrophenia? Won't Get Fooled Again. I doubt he got any credit. And quite frankly, if you're not going to give him credit, why don't you just put out your demo? If your demo's so great, put it out without Keith.
Okay. All tracks are written by Pete Townsend. Yeah,
so he gets all the money. It's kind of bogus. It's very, I don't know. It's just unfair. It's an unfair way of doing it.
So they are basically sidemen. But they're paid
yes
better
and no. I mean,
as far as money.
Touring, they probably got an equal split.
Okay.
But
publishing and stuff.
These guys sell their catalog. Well, they don't get Ringo Starr's not getting any money from the Beatles catalog.
Right.
That's bogus. That's terrible. It's completely unfair. You put in all your time, you support the music, you write your drum parts, and then you don't get a share of the cut. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, completely unfair. It's use a drum machine then. If you're not going to give the guys credit, a piece of the publishing. Totally unfair. For that matter, I don't know. Does Dominic Howard get it?
Get what?
Credit? Does he get part of the publishing? Does Noel Gallagher take all the money from Oasis?
I believe he does.
Well, I'm not saying he's wrong. It's the same as, there's rules for taxes, and you can take advantage of those loopholes. You can take advantage of the taxes.
All tracks written by Matt Bellamy.
Yeah. So Matt Bellamy gets a big house in Kate Hudson, and Dom gets to live off of touring. I'm just saying, he's not the front man. He's not, he's not. It's a poor system. It's a bogus system. And it's selfish. And it's unfair. Sure, he does fine because they tour so much.
Mm-hmm.
But
also,
I
honestly, I don't know if English or the UK or Europe is got a different system than us. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
But I do remember watching a Noel Gallagher interview somewhat recently where he said that he's definitely going to sell the catalog.
Yeah, he wrote the songs, but he didn't write the finished version. That's partially written by him and then composed by the other musicians who played on it.
Right. Even how Liam decides to sing is all
absolutely.
Part of it. Yeah, gotcha.
It's totally unfair. It's a totally unfair system.
I gotcha.
I mean, it's any band. Look at any band. It's unfair. Anyway, enough of that. Okay. I'm sorry. Try sticking up for you, Dom. Come on. Give me a call. Let's talk about this.
I think if he had been unhappy in his role, he would have left, right?
No, why would you be unhappy? You go into it knowing that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
But how it is not right.
All right.
Yeah, unless you're playing note for note what he wrote, and that almost never happens.
I think on the first House album, it was you guys were all credited, right?
Well, yeah, and we made a conscious decision to do that. We talked about that.
That's you guys and Blues Traveler and Spin Doctors are all the same scene, so maybe you guys were all like-minded when it came to stuff like that.
Pete and I talked about it, and we discussed how Blues Traveler did that and how we should do it too.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look how far it got me. Nowhere.
That's not true. Look at us with our 6,000 subscribers.
Yeah, not based off of co-writing First House songs.
Nope. It's all right.
Yeah, no, I didn't say it wasn't all right, but it's not correct when you don't do that.
Maybe Matt will have a change of heart.
Never.
Okay.
Money is a powerful player. Why would you give up potentially millions of dollars if you don't have to?
I guess, yeah.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. That's like, it's just not going to happen.
All right.
The only way it'll happen is if there's a law that's changed and they force it to happen.
No one's going to force that, are they?
Yeah, no one cares about us sidemen, drummers, musicians. But you're not a sideman. That's the thing. You're part of the band. You put in your time.
You're integral.
You sacrifice your life for it. It's one thing if you're hired and paid for a session. It's another thing when you're a band member. All right. I'm pissed off, man.
Don't be too pissed off, but thank you very much. Like and subscribe.
Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Subscribe and like. Much you thank.